Hey, hello. Sorry to interrupt your video, except part 2 is gonna come out pretty quick, and enjoy this video. Bye. Alright everyone, hello. Welcome to my channel. I'm Chris, and this was suggested by one of my subscribers how to do a character in my Moho studio. So first off, I want to thank everyone from subscribing to my channel. That's awesome. And let's see, I will divide this up by 2 parts, I think. One is the construction of the character, and the other part will be the rigging of the character. So let's begin. Let's first off start with a new document, and over here by the layers, let's organize our layers into a group layer just by hitting this button. Let's also rename that layer character, and then by right clicking on the layer itself, get this option, convert to bone. So now with this first layer, we're gonna keep it the same, and then go over here to the duplicate layer and start to duplicate the layers to certain groups. Yep, 10. I think 10 should be enough. So let's start naming the layers. Let's also click this button, layer color, that will just organize our groups. With this body, call this left arm. Let's change this to blue. Let's also change this color to orange, because I want to divide this character between layers. Let's call this one J. If I know how to spell correctly. Right leg. And in the long run, this will help you stay organized throughout your whole character rig. So let's call this left leg. Change this to blue. Now let's hold off off on these extra layers right now. Next, we're gonna be organizing the styles panel. Go over here, drop down menu, select new, and let's call this skin. This will make sure that your colors on your vector layers are organized between skin and eye color and stuff like that. So let's call this eyes. Let's look pink color. Just 1 second. 6 minutes. Pretty good. And then over here we're going to select delete. Made a mistake. And over here we're going to create a new style called skin stroke. Then go over here to the stroke, select the skin color. It will be explained later on in part 2 of why I'm doing this. I select, I don't want to do that yet. I want to select pants. Select new, call this pant, pant stroke. Just like before, we're gonna take this shade dropper and match it to this color. And then we're going to do a different section called the shirt. Now go ahead and change the stroke back to black. Now we're gonna go with a deep blue, probably. Or a different type of blue. Select none. That will actually give our color options open. Now let's go over here to the head layer. Now let's put the head layer into its own group layer, actually a bone layer. So I'm gonna tap the new bone layer, call this head. Let's rename this face. Let's select the style one as skin color. Go over here now And then we're gonna select an oval for a head. Drag it out, just like that. Now these points are dependent on the curvature of the circle, but we need a head turn eventually for 2, so I'm gonna start adding the points. Let me get my tablet. So, either right-clicking this tools button, add points. Make sure the selector is off of the sharp corners. Let's start adding some points. And so with my style, it's kind of a mixture between American cartoons and Japan animation cartoons. With this layer selected, we're gonna go with the mask. I'll press return on the keyboard. Double click the face, select the tab, extrude strokes. That will just indefinitely keep everything separate in between the face layer. Now let's select a shadow and come up over here to Windows and select Style, select New, call this Shadow. In the long run, it's going to be easier if I do this first. If I have a lot of shadows going on in my picture, so I want a shadow on the probably left of the screen. Let's undo that. Let's select shadow. Make sure the stroke is off. And we have a shadow going on. Let's go around the face. This is totally dependent on your style when you're drawing out your characters. This is my style. And so let's select non-neural fast, close this. Let's add in the eyes. So group with section, drag this into it. And let's rename this group layer as eyes. Just eyes. And double click this one. Then let's also turn it into masking layer. So with this one, we're going to extrude the strokes. And then once we're on it, we're gonna open up the styles window. Make sure that we're selecting the white color for the eyes. Make sure the stroke is on. Now we're gonna select the oval. Okay, now we're gonna transform these points until it's pointing down on the face. Just like that. Now coming over here to the curvature tool, we're gonna be adjusting these sharpness of these points. And then going over here and translating the points. So now we can adjust the width of the strokes. Come over here, select the stroke. I am clicking down the point, and with the mouse I'm dragging to the left. Now with over at this point, I'm going to drag to the left. As you can see, I am adjusting the stroke for this character. So also too, I'm gonna save that document. And then let's now create a copy of this. I press down Control A, Control B, and Control C. That we have a duplication of this eye. Just go ahead, drag it over to the right hand side. Now we can create a new layer called this pupils. Then once again, save the document. Let's go over to Windows, Style, and now we're going to select the eye color. And now with this, we're going to select the shape of the oval and drag it out. And then over here, we're going to translate these points, scale it, something that looks like this. And then we're going to click off of the style, select none, type in 2 for the stroke, because it's on default, and go over here to the fill, select the black color, and zoom in. And this doesn't have to be perfect. It's called art. Let's also give a shine to it. So we're gonna go over here to the fill. Now let's select the white. Make sure the stroke is off. Now we're gonna adjust these points to something that looks like this. And now we have an eyeball, which is pretty nice. workspace, click reset view. And now let's select all the points. Control A, Control C, Control V. And then hold down Shift on the keyboard to slide it over. Just like this. Render it. Now we have a face. Okay. Now we're gonna select a new vector shape. Call this EVs or eyebrows for short. Select in Windows again, and let's select a dark color. We can even see that we want to use a stroke for this character's eyebrows. I'm gonna draw out the with a pen tool or the freehand tool. Let's do that. And I think that's a little bit too thick. That's okay. Undo that. Control Z. The keyboard. There we go. Sometimes it takes practice. Now with that selected, we want to copy it. Control C, Control V. Just paste it over. Click off of here. And let's make the mouth. Now with my mouth, it's a vector, not the switch layer. Let's also make a new style with the styles. Click new. Let's call this lips. Don't want to do that. Type in the value of 2 for the stroke. Let's select a nice red, dark red. Go over here and make sure that the autofill and auto stroke is on. Click on the canvas. And then let's select it and copy it. Control C, Control V on the keyboard. Drag it down. Now I am zooming in from a hotkey that I created with Moho. Now let's drag these 2 points up. Press enter. And then that will actually fuse it together. Once again, just press enter. You'll hear a clicking noise. Let's drag this point out like this. And let's select these 2 points that I just fused together. And curvature, make it sharp. So something that looks like this. Make sure that that the color picker selected the lip. Now over here I'm going to type the value of 2. And then let's create a new shape. Select these 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press enter. Nope. You're gonna select that. Click off of the still. And then let's just deselect that. Let's select that white for the teeth. But before we do that, we can even pick the color for the tongue. So oval selected. Make sure to click and drag. Let's select teeth, make it white. Let's actually make it a little bit weird, funny teeth. There is no reason why we have to follow anything in their animations. So I'm gonna be selecting the teeth and just clicking and holding down Control C, Control V. Let's actually select the top row of teeth. Now we're gonna just be copying it to Control C, Control V. Let's go over here and flip it. And let's drag it over here. Make sure that we're selecting these teeth now. Key on the keyboard to move the points. So that way you have something that looks like this. Now we're gonna adjust these objects. Press Q on the keyboard. Select the bottom lip. And then it's gonna be over the teeth. So what we're gonna do is just hold down Shift, then up on the keyboard. Same thing with this lip. Now we have something that looks like this. It's just pretty cool. Now we can select these points and adjust them however we like them. With the curvature tool, I'm gonna just be sharpening these points real fast. It's just because of my style of lips. You do not have to do this. This is a design choice. So let's add the points to the top. Over here. Over here. T on the keyboard to translate these points. Let's render that out to see how we did. Looks pretty good so far. Let's actually reset everything. Come over here to the object tool. Gonna make a shine to this thing, and then before we do, we're gonna deselect the stroke. Okay. Now with the head all done, it's kind of ready, except for the bands, of course. We're gonna actually design the bands. After we're gonna adjust these eyebrows. The eyebrow constructions are okay, except I want that very taper look. So I'm gonna select the tool, drag it over to the left, all the way down to 0, dragging it back up, zooming in. Let's delete some of these points. Press W on the keyboard. Make these sharp. Make these tapered. But yet again, you can do whatever you want. I'm just deleting these 2 points. There we go. Now let's add some cheekbones or cheek highlights. You can do whatever you want to. Let's work with this workspace. I'm resetting it. Over here, let's create a vector shape. Now we're gonna aim for something down here. But before we do that, open up styles. So with my characters, I usually pick a red color. Go over here, select the soft edge tool, bring it down to about 3. Clicking and dragging on the canvas, make an oval. And then it also helps if you have symmetry. So we're gonna click on that circle, hold down Control C, Control V, drag it over to the left. And then let's try to eyeball it. That's a little bit too strong of a color. We're gonna go over here to the color picker, Q on the keyboard, select these 2 shapes, go over here to the alpha channel, and then let's make it down, almost down to invisible. now we're gonna be creating another layer. Call this freckles. Then let's also bring up that Styles menu again and raise everything up again. Let's select a brownish color. I'm trying to match up the skin color, make it kind of darker. There we go. Not real dark. Make sure to be deselecting the effects. We don't need it. Control C, Control B to duplicate the layer. And select Control A, Control C, Control B. Let's also make it a little bit smaller. Control A, Control C, Control V. Okay. Then we're gonna put these things over. No, that looks good. So I need to darken up the freckles. So let's do that. Just hold down Q. Now let's select everything. So we're going over with the mouse. My mouse. Selecting the colors. And let's select a darker color too. More of a red color. I hope that's not too distracting. That looks good enough. Okay. Now we're gonna collapse this head, create a new vector on top of the head. Call this hair bands. Though one thing that I did not do is this create a style called hair. But let's also color code that to turquoise too, so I know what that thing is. Let's select a new and call this here. So let's type into for the value of the width of the hair. Now see, it did not even register because I did not select anything in the styles. Style 1, style 2. Okay. Create a circle. Deselect the points. Tap C on the keyboard. Let's sharpen these points up. And let's give her a look. It will actually depend on what type of character you're designing too. So what I'm thinking with this character, I can have two sets. One that goes this way and the other goes that way. So let's also drag out another shape. See on the keyboard, sharpen these points up. It's a good idea to just be learning that right now, but because if you're new to Moho 12, you're gonna have a difficult time learning the new tools and such, because it's sort of different from Adobe Flash, Adobe in general, but in a way it's easier than Flash, because it's the only program out there that's under $300. That looks pretty cool. Let's actually adjust these points. There we go. And let's select this empty layer. Call this Terror. To create the oval shape. Pull in these points. And with the hair, with the style of hair, it's up to you, but what I always do is try to use basic shapes so that way I can do a head turn easily. Let's add some points to this. Like that. Okay. She kind of looks like Jane from Daria. That's pretty neat. So with that done, I'm gonna be creating the body now. With the body, it's gonna be different. Let's put it into group layer. Call this body. Let's actually work on this layer. Save that document. Bring up the styles. Select the skin. We're going to be working with the neck first. We're going to start all the way up top here. Then working our way down. Oh yeah, if you're designing your characters, you don't typically want your neck to be here or here because you're stuck in that field of view. Let's also hide these strokes at the bare bottom. Even though we cannot see it, it's still there. Let's raise it to these points, just like this. Now let's rename this neck. Now let's drag it below the neck. Call this body. Now let's give her a shirt. So I'm gonna start off with a shirt, V-neck thing, whatever. Go over here. Now let's actually open up the styles and select the shirt color. We're actually going to be molding out the shape for the body. But first we're gonna be putting this shape down. Select draw, blur to back, deselecting it. And let's actually start adding the points. Think of this as a clay model that you're working from. Got to think about that. Let's select these points. Let's actually do this real fast. Control X and select the neck layer. Control V. And once again, we're gonna be lowering that shape. Let's select the half of this body. So I'm gonna be selecting these points. Oh, well, looks like I need to add some points. Select this, and then let's copy that. Control C on the keyboard. Select every point, Control A on it, backspace, Control V, Control V, and that will create 2 lines. Now we're gonna flip it, create a shape that looks like this. We need to create a solid shape, so we're gonna grab one of these points, press enter, press enter. Control A, U on the keyboard, press enter, and then we have a solid shape. So let's keep on adding the points to mannequin or character or whatever it is. You just have to do this because if you don't have any other programs like Adobe Illustrator or Adobe After Effects, it's real hard for me to draw without this program, because everything else is so expensive. So some points. Let's actually subsidize this whole image right here. We're gonna continue to add some points. We're gonna add the points right here. Be selecting that down there, and then with this bottom half, we're gonna select this. I'm gonna adjust this whole space. And let's adjust this whole hip layer. Let's actually now subsidize it into different categories. So we're gonna call this hip. We're gonna just rename it and then duplicate the layer. Call it torso. And this would be chest. So now we have all three. So let's first start off with the chest by selecting these points. We're gonna copy it, Control C, Control A, delete, Control V. Let's select the torso now. So we're gonna be selecting the 6 points. And let's select the whole thing. Delete it. Paste it. The same thing. We're gonna be selecting this hip now. we're gonna copy it, select all the existing points, delete it, and then paste it. Let's also start filling the torso up. To come over here to the window style, select the shirt, type U, tap return. Okay, we have that filled. Select all the points, select skin, select enter. And then with this final bottom part, we're going to select the pants. Okay. Going to be selecting that thing. So now we can adjust some of these points. What I like to do is go way above the whole thing, because if I have to make this character turn around, I can easily select each independent group, and then I can turn around this whole model. Let's actually have some points here. Minimize that. For the arms, it's gonna be easier to do. We're gonna click by holding down sharp. Make sure that auto well is off. Click and drag new points. That's all we got to do. That's up. Sometimes you got to go, is that big enough? That's big enough. So what we're gonna do is create that shape by selecting new. Okay, and once again select, press enter again. That will create 2 strokes. Now let's select the wet tool. Let's drag it to the left. The screen. You'll just see this black color. That's what we want to see. And let's bring up the styles. And deselect these pants. I'm typing 2.2. That will have to make a stroke behind this one. Tap Q on the keyboard, shift, then down. Okay. I know it's very hard to see, so now we're going to select this top shape and choose the skin stroke. Okay, now we have a stroke. Now we can create a new shape above this one. Once again, open styles, select shirt since it's connected to the shirt. Okay. Drag out the shape. Add the new point. Tap C for curvature. Now let's actually make our shortcut just like this. Or you can even go down with this shirt. Then we're gonna add the new point. Add it right down here. Tap W on the keyboard. Then I'm gonna make the wrist. Okay. Then we're gonna zoom in on the vector. Then let's grab that point. Let's create that add shape tool. Make sure that it's on with this sharp. Then once again we're gonna be creating two shapes upon this one. And selecting that. You're gonna deselect it. And select this stroke. Either one you can do. It's just easier to maneuver down. Then let's type in 2.2 again and select this first shape. You can actually turn this into a glove if you want to make it easier for you. And ba-boom. But let's adjust that backstroke. So just by clicking the corridor of it, you can select it. Let's type in 2.3. See how that looks. Still kind of small. Although you got to display with it. That kind of looks better. Let's select 6. Let's actually put this right here. And copy that and paste that. Right there. Right there. Now let's put these shapes behind this thing. So what I'm gonna do is just press down, shift down on the arrow keys, and you get this look. Since we created two different strokes, it will actually kind of be masking out this whole thing, which is pretty cool. So let's now zoom in out on it. Then with the origin point selected, gonna be selecting it right here. That will just ensure that I can flip it. So before we do that, I'm gonna select the whole shape. Okay. Coming over here. Let's actually line it up with the shoulders. Let's actually continue this until it's done. I know it's an hour and 7 minutes. That's pretty long for my tutorial. Okay. Let's actually duplicate that layer. Let's call this let's actually get rid of this right layer, and I think it's orange. Let's rename this right. So let's be cheating a little bit for this rig. So what I'm gonna do is select a copy, and let's also to delete what we created. Let's actually go over to the left leg and paste that in. It's just easier to do that. So let's zoom in. I'm gonna actually delete these points if I can zoom in. I really don't need these fingers. Delete, 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 delete. And then let's extend this somewhat. And let's create a shape. Bring up these tools. something that looks like this to go away with it. And so now we have a small issue around this area. So we're gonna fix that. So what we can do is use this shape or not use this shape. I'm voting against using that shape. So select these 2 points. Sometimes you're gonna have to create a point. Probably right on here. Let's create it. And let's actually adjust the thing. Let's select pen stroke. Okay, that's way too small for the pants, so I'm gonna increase the width first. Select these 2 points. The reason that it looks like that is because it's going off of the curvature tool. Let's actually select the pen stroke. 6. That's too big. That's perfect. So now we can create a shape on top of that shape. And let's select 5 to see how it looks. That looks too big. And let's also point this down, just like that. Also too, we're going to take the hip, probably, and then let's actually move the leg into the thing. Sometimes you're going to bump into issues just like that. Do you think that's a good idea? Let's just undo it real fast. There we go. Let's actually select this hip or the pants. I know it's a little bit hard to see with all this blue. But let's actually select this leg or adjust it so that it matches the thickness of this. So onto that. Alright, let's hide that stroke. Let's adjust these points. Just like that. So let's adjust this hip. Let's select this right leg. Select every point, copy it. And let's find the left leg. And sometimes you're gonna find out that by taking it out of different places, we don't need this stuff in these layers. So what I'm gonna do is select the left leg now and copy that thing, and then not do that. It's also to adjust this hip, so that when we do rotate it, it doesn't look all funky. Oh my, I forgot to adjust the arm, so there we go. So that is it for today, and that was creating a Moho character, a Moho, and yeah, I should be on tomorrow around 12 o'clock noon. Expect that. And if you want to see part 2, I'm going to probably post it not this Monday, so next Monday. I should have it done for you. But thank you guys so much for watching this, and congratulations, you've created your first character in Moho 12. I'm so proud of you guys. And with these extra layers, you can keep them or delete them, whatever. But anyway, save this real quick. And so, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for new content. mostly every week. Okay, see you guys. Bye.